Hi everyone, Miss Curdy here. Today we're going to be talking about topic 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4 because all three of those topics, those lessons have to do with using multiplication facts to divide. We've been spending a lot of time memorizing our multiplication facts, and that is so important when we come to division because if we have our facts memorized, we don't actually have to do any division. We can just rely on what we know about multiplication, and that way we're solving all of our division problems really easily. So first off, let's just take a look. Division problems can actually be written two different ways, just like multiplication facts can be written two ways. We know that we can write multiplication 3 times 4, and then that would equal 12, but we can also stack it and say 3 times 4 equals 12. Just like multiplication can be written two different ways, so can division. So you can see division written horizontally like this: 72 divided by 8 equals, and since I know my facts, it equals 9. We can also say 9 equals 72 divided by 8, as long as that 72 comes first. And then the other way that you might see it written is like this, where we have this symbol to mean division, and then our dividend goes inside, the 72 would go inside, and then our 8 is on the outside, and the answer would go up on top like that. And again, you might see it like this, where you have the equal sign and the quotient on the left instead of the right, but as long as we have that 72 divided by the 8 instead of the 8 divided by the 72. When we learned in topic 1 that you can solve division problems with pictures or with repeated subtraction. While those strategies they still work, we can still use them if we need to. They're not the most efficient strategies. Using your multiplication facts, because you're thinking of fact families, is an efficient way to solve these problems. And there are two ways that we can think about this. So here I have the problems: 35 divided by 7 equals blank. I could draw a picture where I have 7 boxes and then I count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I keep doing that until I've gotten up to 35. Again, that's not very efficient. I could use my repeated subtraction and do 35 minus 7 and continuously subtract 7 until I have nothing left. But we can be more efficient than that. We've got two options. One, we can think of our fact families, and I know that the turnaround fact for this would be 7 times some mystery number equals 35. And if we have our facts memorized, we would know that this would be 5. And just like that, we can instantly solve. Now, while you have many multiplication facts, you might come across one that is not committed to memory yet. So we have a fallback plan that is also pretty efficient. And what that would be is to skip count by 7s up until we got to 35. Instead of going 35 and subtracting 7, we can do 7 plus 7 and just keep adding 7 until we get to it. So let's see what that would look like. 7, 14, and then I know that one more is going to be 21. If we need to count on our fingers, we can. 21 plus 7 is going to give us 28, and then 28 plus 7 is going to be 35. I don't see my answer 5 here, so we're going to have to kind of search for it. It's hidden in there. And if you remember from when we've done this before, it is hidden in how many times we had to skip count by 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and that's where we get our answer of 5. So pause the video for a minute, try this one. It's the same thing, we just have the quotient on the left-hand side instead of the right, but it's 28 divided by 4. So go ahead and pause the video, give this one a shot, and meet me back here. Okay, let's take a look. 28 divided by 4, I can think of that as the multiplication fact. 4 times some number equals 28. And if we have those facts memorized, we will be able to instantly plug in the number 7 because 4 times 7 equals 28. If we need to do skip counting, we can. 4, 8, 12, 16. You may notice at the beginning of your skip counting, you're very quick and you have these numbers memorized. But as you get higher and higher and higher, you might need to do a little bit of addition, maybe even on your fingers or in your head to figure out what would come next. And it's okay if you slow down a little bit, just know that you can count up. 16 plus 4 is 20. Another 4 would give us 24. and one more 4 would bring us to 28, and then I'm going to count how many times I had to do this to see what my answer would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it is confirmed that we have the quotient of 7. All right, let's look at the second sheet. That's just a couple more examples to practice. So I'm going to do the first 2, and then I want you to pause the video and keep filling these in. Please feel free to pause, solve 1 or 2, press play to check your work, and you can solve another 2 and then another 2. If you want to try solving all of them straight down and then check your work, that's another way you can do this. So I'm going to go through and just start solving them. Pause me whenever you need to. 14 divided by 2, I can think of that as just cutting 14 in half, or I can think of my multiplication facts. 2 times what would give me 14, and I know the answer to that is 7. I could also skip count by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and I had to do that 7 times. 12 divided by 6, 6 times what number equals 12, and I know that is 2. 21 divided by 3, 3 times what number equals 21. Since I have my facts memorized, I can do this very quickly, and I know that the answer to that is 7. Otherwise, I would skip count by 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 24 divided by 3 would be 3 times what number equals 24, and that would be an 8. 24 divided by 6, 6 times what number equals 24. Again, skip counting is an option. 6, 12, 18, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know my answer is going to be 4. 16 divided by 4, 4 times what number equals 16, 4, 8, 12, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4. 36 divided by 4, 4 times what number equals 36. I know my multiplication facts, so 4 times 9 equals 36, and there's my quotient there. 48 divided by 6, 6 times what mystery number equals 48, and I know my facts, 6 times 8 equals 48. So again, whenever we're solving division, the secret is you don't actually ever have to divide. If you know your multiplication facts, you can just think of your fact family and fill in the missing factor to get your quotient. If you have a fact that you're not quite sure on, please feel free to skip count, always writing it out so we never lose our place and we're able to count them up really easily at the end. So for the rest of this topic, this is what I want you to focus on, is you're going to be solving a lot of division equations, but I would love to see that the multiplication fact family equation there to see how you're doing it. If you choose to skip count, go ahead and fill it out just like this, where we see our multiplication fact and we have our skip counting right there. And let us know if you need any help. Have a great day. Bye.